I wanted to see if you were free for lunch.
As a matter of fact, I am.
Oh, good. I'm meeting someone at the Top of the World Club, and I was hoping you'd join us.
Who are you going to meet?
Mildred Canfield. And really, I don't think I'm up to facing her alone.
Well, I thought you and Daddy were old friends of the Canfields.
Oh, yes. And, I've known Mildred for quite some time, but I've never been very good at gossip for lunch.
So naturally you thought your daughter would love it.
No, not at all. I just thought you might ease things along.
You're on. I will try to smooth things over, and I will also be delighted to meet TJ's mother.
Everyone agreed it was a very successful dinner party.
I'm sure that it was.
You were sorely missed, however. We drank a toast to you in absentia.
Well, thank you, Judith.
You should have seen Brett. She was absolutely devastating.
What do you mean?
I mean, she wore gorgeous clothes instead of those thrift shop cast-offs. She was radiant.
I don't think that you understand Brett's style.
Well, I mean, I was just happy to see her in something other than khaki. And I really like Ricky Decker. You know, he's very nice.
Yes, he is.
And he's handsome and he's charming. I think Brett's got herself a good thing.
Well, she certainly seems very fond of him.
I just wish you could have been there, though.
Well, so do I, Judith. But as I told you, you didn't give me any advance warning.
I got that point. That's why I'm planning another little family dinner. But this time, you are going to choose the date. You're going to give me an evening that you're free.
Judith.
Come on, Grant. We're going to have this family reunion together. Choose a date. I'll handle all the rest.
Ruby, the doctor says that Joel can leave the hospital today if he's sure to get the kind of care he needs.
Oh, honey, that's great.
Yeah, it sure is.
You really like him, don't you?
Everybody does. He's so nice.
Lurleen, you're avoiding my question.
I am not. Ruby, I have a favor to ask you.
Sure, honey, you just name it.
I want to bring Joel here to recover.
You what?
Ruby, he needs real special attention right now. One of those convalescence homes is just too impersonal.
Lurleen, what Joel needs is a place where people can take care of him.
What he needs is a family, and we're the closest to that he's got.
No, not here, not in this apartment.
Ruby, it's what I want.
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by Duncan Hines Cakes. So moist and delicious, you can bake them better than pastry chef's cake.
Grant, darling, you can't tell me there isn't one free date on your entire calendar.
I didn't say that, Judith.
Then pick one. Pick any day, and I will plan a family dinner.
How about Wednesday?
Wonderful. Well, write it in. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just wish you could have been there last night, though.
Judith.
Oh, I'm not chiding you. I'm sorry. It's just that I know you would have had such a good time.
Well, I'm sure I would have. We have terrific children.
Yes, we do. You know, in sitting down to dinner with them last night, it was just like old times.
Was it?
No. You're right. It was not like old times because we hardly ever got a chance to sit down together.
Well, Judith, we're going to do it this Wednesday.
And this time, just the family.
Whatever you say.
Okay. You know, I liked meeting Ricky and Ruby and getting to know them better, but this time it's going to be just the four of us.
That's fine.
You know, last night we got to talking about the past. Do you remember the time when Brett lost her first tooth and she put it under her pillow?
Mark took it and put it under his pillow.
Well, last night when Brett suddenly said, "Mark Wheeler, that's not true," it was just like she used to say when she was 7 years old.
I also remember that Mark tried to prove that it was a male tooth and couldn't possibly have been a girl's tooth. I think that's pretty creative.
Yes. Oh, Grant. You know, that's the things that we've lost. Those small things, those family things.
They've grown up so fast, Judith.
Yes. And that's why what we're doing now is important. Why next Wednesday is very important.
Dad, the report on that survey I have is, Carol's surprise.
Is that the Harris property?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I want to talk to Reena about this. I'll be back in about an hour. Judith?
Okay.
Grant. Thanks for next Wednesday.
Anita, I am so proud of you, honey. I really am. Oh. Well, how's Billy Joe? Did you have a nice reunion?
Well, you know, I haven't talked to him yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I got home so late last night, and he was sleeping so peacefully, I didn't have the heart to wake him.
You know, he's been working really hard since you've been gone.
Yeah, I know. He was gone when I woke up this morning.
Yeah. Well, you can have a nice reunion later today, then.
I hope he's not mad that I didn't wake him.
Well, he didn't wake you this morning, did he?
You're right.
You mentioned that to him, all right?
Okay, I will. Maybe I'll, make him one of the special dinners, you know, those ones I make. One of his favorites. Even if that does happen to be canned chili and peanut buttered sandwiches.
Oh, honey, then you can tell him all the news, and I know he's going to be so proud of you.
I hope so. I hope he is.
Lurleen, I know you are doing this with the best intentions. But Joel needs to go to a place where they can help him more than we can. I don't agree. We'll hire a nurse and it'll be just as good.
Honey, you're not trained in this sort of thing.
Ruby, I've always been good at tending to people. The nurse will be here to tell me if I'm doing everything right.
Well, how are you going to pay for this nurse? I mean, they don't come cheap.
Mr. Wheeler said he'd take care of the expenses.
Lurleen, you have to think this over.
I have thought it over, Ruby.
Honey, I know you. I know you have a heart of gold, and you would never turn anybody down who was in trouble.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that, Lurleen. That's why I love you. But this is different.
You can't say that Joel doesn't need my help.
Well, he does need your help, Lurleen, but he doesn't need our apartment. Have you given any thought to what people are going to say about this?
What are you talking about?
We are two single girls, Lurleen. Joel is a man. Now, how is Miss Kate going to feel about this?
Ruby, if someone couldn't understand what I was doing and why, it wouldn't matter to me what they thought.
Lurleen, I don't want to sound mean, but I don't think you know what you're getting into.
I do, too.
Lurleen, if Joel comes here, it's going to change our entire lives. We're going to have to be dealing with Joel 24 hours a day.
What if it was Mark that was hurt? Wouldn't you want to take him in?
That is a different thing, Lurleen. He's got a family.
That's exactly my point. Joel doesn't have a family. He needs to know that there's someone who cares about him. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Ruby, I know exactly what I'm getting into.
You have thought this over, haven't you?
I have. I know it's a lot to ask.
I've asked a lot of you.
After everything that's happened. It'd make me feel better if we did something right. If we were helping somebody.
How come you're always right? Of course Joel can stay here.
Oh, Ruby, I knew you'd say that. Oh, you are the best person ever. Oh.
Hi, darling. How you doing, huh? Oh. I'd say you're glad to see me, huh?
Oh, I'm so glad to be back.
Oh, you sure are safe. Sore eyes, I'll tell you that.
Are you all right? Huh?
Oh, I'm fine now.
Okay.
And where's Paige?
Well, she's gone for a little while. Honey, I'm so sorry we didn't get to talk last night.
Honey, where were you now? I waited up for you till about 1 o'clock.
Well, I didn't get back until 2:30, and you were sleeping so peacefully I didn't have the heart to wake you.
Well, I thought you said you'd be home by 11.
Well, that's what I thought, but there was a last-minute cancellation because I had an interview with a very important buyer that we've been trying to see for 2 days, so we missed our flight.
Well, did it go all right?
It went fine.
Darling, you could have woke me up when you got home.
Well, I thought you needed your rest.
Oh. Well, how did the trip go?
Well, the business part of it went real well.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, but... Oh, honey, I was lonely.
Well, honey, you couldn't get that lonely. I mean, Roger was around and you had all those appointments.
Yeah, that was nice.
And dinners at all those fancy New York restaurants.
Yeah, I guess I should be grateful, but... Oh, it was so awful going back to that hotel room.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I understand now what those rock and roll singers and all those people on the road feel like.
Well, how's that?
Well, you're running around all day, meeting all these people, and then you go back to this hotel room, and it's just you and these 4 very unfriendly walls.
Oh, and that does sound pretty dreary.
And I'm so used to telling you everything that I do every day, and when you weren't there, nothing seemed real.
I know that feeling. Sometimes I felt like waking up Billy Joe Jr. just to talk to him.
I was telling everybody about you and Billy Joe Jr., everybody. Because it made you seem like you were a lot closer.
Oh, Nita. I'm so glad you're back home again, hon.
Yeah, me too.
Boy, you sure don't paint a very pretty picture about traveling.
No, I didn't like it very much.
I guess that's what I'm going to have to go through when I go on the road for that East High campaign.
No, you're going to be a whole lot better at it.
Well, come here and tell me all about it, huh? How was that trip?
Joel, it's me.
Hey, John. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm just fine. How are you?
I'm doing a whole lot better since I heard your pretty little voice.
Well, you'll be getting out of here today.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. I am now past phase 1 and going on into convalescent.
Joel, I've been thinking about that. I don't think you should go to one of those convalescent homes. I want you to come home with me.
What?
I think you need someone near you who cares about you. Now, Ruby and I have talked about this, and we want to do it. Now, we'll hire a nurse, of course, and we'll follow the doctor's orders, but we want to make sure that you, well, that you get the kind of care that you should have.
You want me to go home with you?
Elena's been so wonderful. We're working out our schedules at the coop. And she's going to cover for me so I can be at home with you. And you're going to love getting to know Ruby. She can be so funny sometimes, Joe.
Lurleen,
What?
nobody has ever done anything like that for me before in my life.
We all really like you, Joel.
Lurleen, I can't do that.
What?
I've always looked after myself, and never in my entire life have I ever been a burden on anybody. And I won't do that now.
We'll just have to get that straight, Joel. You're not being a burden. You need help, and we want to give it to you.
That is too much to ask, Lurleen.
You're not asking. We're offering. We care about you, and we wouldn't feel right if someone else were tending to you.
You don't know what you'd be getting in for.
Well, then I'll just have to find out, won't I? Joel, the only thing that would make this wrong would be if you felt beholden. Now, to be honest, it would make me feel really good to do this. I'm asking you, please let me take care of you.
Lurleen, I'm afraid.
Of course you are, Joel. Please come home with us, and we'll be there if it gets bad.
Lurleen, there is nobody like you.
Let me take care of you. Please, Joel.
Yes. Please.
Reena, I can't tell you how happy I am to finally have met you.
Thank you. I'm glad that we met, too.
Of course, I've heard so much about you from Vicky and Stryker, I feel as though I already know you.
Well, I hope you don't mind my invading your luncheon like this.
Oh, honey, we were delighted to have you with us.
I know that I was.
Thank you.
Mildred, I'm so happy to hear that you like Houston. I know that moving can be quite a transition.
Well, I like to think of myself as being adaptable.
Yes, I've noticed.
Of course, one of the great joys of living here in Houston is being able to see more of TJ.
Of course. How nice for you.
I think so. And I'm so glad that we're closer, Vicky. Well, we can pop out any old time and have lunch.
I've enjoyed it. But unfortunately, I must get back to work.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm, really. I have a staff meeting at the station this afternoon. And since I'm the one that called it, I had better be there.
I guess that's what happens when you're a career woman.
Yes, that's what happens.
Well, what about you, Reena? You don't have to go, do you? They have the most luscious desserts here.
Well, I'm a career woman, too, but I cannot resist dessert.
Oh, good.
It was nice seeing you
We'll
again,
do it
Mildred.
again sometime soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, sweetheart. Your mother is such a wonderful woman.
I agree.
I do worry about her, though. Don't you think she's working a little too hard?
Mama? Oh, no. She enjoys her work.
I suppose. And what about you, Reena? Do you like your work?
I love it. World Oil is like a home to me.
Oh, it's such a reputable firm. I just wish that TJ had stayed there instead of going over to Marshall Oil.
Really?
Well, of course. Aside from the prestige of World Oil, well, he wouldn't have to be working with Justin and Ashley.
You don't like the Marshalls, Mildred?
Did I give that impression?
Yes, sort of.
Well, it's a long and boring story. But it still makes me shudder just to think about it.
Well, what happened?
Well, I never did like Ashley Linden. No, I know she's married now, but she will always be Ashley Linden to me. Reena, are you sure you want to hear this story?
Oh, yes, Mildred. Very much.
Trying to help keep you dry.
Elena's gonna come over and lend us a hand.
That's nice.
And we'll get y'all moved in.
Thank you.
Hi, Joe. You all ready to go?
Just about.
Good. I'll put your wheelchair right over here.
Wheelchair? No. I'm planning on walking out of here on my own.
Sorry. It's hospital policy.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Hi.
Hi, Lynn.
Are you all set to go?
I sure am, sugar.
Well, let's get started. Here's the nurse. She's going to help you to your chair.
All right. Hey, wait a minute now. There's no gear shift on this thing. Isn't this one of them motorized jobs, darling?
I'm afraid this wheelchair works on old-fashioned muscle power.
Okay. But it's got to have a horn. I mean, there ain't no telling who I'll wreck into. Come on, you girls. Don't worry about me. I am going to be fine in no time.
That's right. Just this once. You let me push. And you just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yes, ma'am, but I feel like I should be strapped in if you're going to be doing the driving.
You ready to go? I'm taking you home.
Elena, ain't she one in a million?
She sure is.
I'm telling you, Mom, there was quite a party you threw last night.
Was nice, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. I couldn't believe Brett.
Wasn't she lovely?
I've never seen her dressed up like that since I arrived in Houston.
I just wish your father could have seen her.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing it again.
Again?
Next Wednesday, and this time I've pinned him down in advance.
Hey, good thinking.
You know who I really enjoyed last night? Ruby.
Yeah?
Well, she's so funny. I love the way she puts things.
Yeah, she's pretty direct. She doesn't mince her words.
I like that. And according to you, she was really helpful in finding Brett.
Oh, I don't think I could have found high-toe power or Brett without her.
I'd like to see more of her. I like bright people that have the drive to get somewhere on their own.
Well, she has that. Nobody has ever really given her anything.
You really like her, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I can understand why. And how much do you like her, Ruby?
A lot.
Am I going to be hearing wedding bells soon?
Now, whoa. You hold on a minute there.
Well, you said you liked her a lot.
I like enchiladas a lot. That doesn't mean I'm going to marry one, does it?
All right, kidding aside, look, I want you to know that I like Ruby.
Well, that is a big weight off my shoulder.
Why?
Because I wouldn't take out any girl that my mom didn't approve of.
Oh, no, of course not. Never. What about Joanne?
Oh.
And do you remember Marcia?
Now, Marcia wasn't bad.
Oh, come on, and Bunny, and Susan, and Pat,
Bye, Mom.
and Harriet, and all...
I gotta go.
Thank you.
So I just don't like the idea of TJ working for Marshall Oil.
Well, I can understand that.
Well, as I said before, these new companies can be so vulnerable.
Apparently, Marshall Oil is doing quite well.
Mainly, I don't like the idea of TJ working for Justin and Ashley.
I know what you mean. They're not my favorite people either.
I don't like to pass judgment on other people, but they are both so, well, they are so,
Common.
You really do understand, don't you?
I think I do, Mildred.
I will never get over what Ashley did to Burton and me when she and TJ were in college.
Well, I knew that TJ and Ashley were engaged in college. Is that what you mean?
No, TJ was very young then, and he was completely under her spell.
I suppose somebody would find her attractive.
Well, apparently TJ did. Burton and I moved heaven and earth to break up that engagement.
That must have been terrible for you.
You can imagine what it was like for her to get her claws into him, and then she was never going to let go. Why, she tried everything.
That sounds like Ashley. I think that TJ was very lucky to have parents like you.
We only did our best.
Yes, but there are a lot of parents who would have just stood by and let their children ruin their lives. It takes a certain kind of parent to do something about it.
Well, we felt it was our duty.
Mildred, I can certainly understand now why you don't want TJ working for Marshall Oil.
Reena, that Linden woman can only hurt TJ.
And TJ deserves better than that.
Well, after what she's already done.
What has she done, Mildred?
No, I really can't talk about it now. We'll do this again some other time, Reena.
I'd like that.
Reena, I can't tell you how nice it is for me to have someone with whom I can talk openly.
Mildred, I feel the same way.
Well, you must excuse me. I'm sorry to leave so abruptly, but I'm a little upset. I don't know why after all these years. You see, nobody else knows what really happened in college. But it still hurts me as though it happened only yesterday.
the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
You mean all the things that didn't go wrong?
Right. What went right?
Well, no, a lot did. I loved New York.
Well, wait a minute. I thought you said it was big and scary out there.
Yeah, but not with Roger. He knows all the places to go up there.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Roger.
You know, he knows all the important buyers, and I think he got a lot of customers to sign up for my line of clothing. I was so surprised.
Well, why, Anita? I mean, it's the buyer's job to be able to spot a good designer when they see one.
Yeah, but I didn't expect the people to be so nice. You know what you hear about New Yorkers.
Honey, I'm just glad you had such a good time.
I did. Did I tell you about the interviews?
No.
Well, I was on the radio 4 times, and then I was on a daytime TV talk show, and wait a minute, I almost called the interviewer Billy Joe.
No kidding, really?
Yeah, I did.
Well, how'd you do?
Well, they said I did very well. You know, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be.
No?
No, well, being a guest. But I realized how hard you must have to work. I could never think up all those questions.
Oh, well, honey, you get used to it.
And, I had a lot of interviews with those big fashion magazines, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the best part, because there were people I could really talk to about fashion.
Honey, I'm so glad you had such a good time.
Yeah, I guess I did. Like I said, Billy Joe, I don't understand how I feel about things until I talk to you about them.
Nita, I really missed you.
I missed you, too. I'm so glad to be back.
You know what? We got to make sure that we spend a lot more time together before you go off on your next trip.
Oh, you really missed me, didn't you?
Like crazy. And Billy Joe Jr. did, too. You know, a lot of people, they say that he was too young to know that you were gone, but Nita, he really missed you. Baby needs his mama.
Yeah, well, I'm back home now. Let's make the time we have together count.
I'm sorry I couldn't get to that dinner, son. I understand it went very well.
Oh, it was great. So nice to have the 4 of us eating off a table instead of out of a backpack.
Well, your mother tells me that Brett looked very nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she looked terrific. Mom was smiling, had all of us laughing. It was amazing. And she even kind of took a liking to Ruby. I was kind of surprised.
Ah. I didn't think that Ruby was your type.
What do you mean, type? I don't think I have a type. I admit she was amazing out at High Tall Pie. I told you.
So you did?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to get Brett and Ricky out of there if it weren't for her.
Or as quickly.
No. She was the one that found High Tall Pie on the map and gave me the print of that fire compass. That location is going to be pretty valuable in terms of finding those vast oil reserves out there.
You're working on that, aren't you, son?
Yeah.
You see, son, I think it's terribly important, equally important, that World Oil control that area.
Well, there's something I don't think you're going to believe about this, Dad.
What?
When we came out of that cave, the entrance, it collapsed.
What do you mean?
Just that, it collapsed. It disappeared from sight.
Then there's no cave.
Oh, but there is. We were in it.
Will you be able to find it again?
I don't know. That's what I'm checking out now.
Son, I want to go back to the earlier part of the conversation. Do you really like this, Ruby? What are you smiling at?
Just that. I got the same question from Mom earlier.
Well, what'd you tell her?
I told her I liked her.
I see.
What, are you and Mom comparing notes?
No.
Oh. I like her. I want to spend some time with her. Beyond that, I don't know.
I understand. Well, Mark, incidentally, that friend of Ricky's, Joel, I got a phone call from Lurleen in the hospital. He's lost his sight.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
I thought you ought to know that I'm picking up his hospital bill and whatever else we can do.
That's real nice of you.
Well, good afternoon, Reena. How are you today?
TJ, I'm fine. What a surprise.
Well, looks like I got here just in time. That my mother was just leaving.
Yes, she's a lovely lady.
Oh, you know her?
We just met. Mother and I had lunch with her.
You had lunch with my mother.
Yes, we had a terrific time. Unfortunately, Mama had to leave for the station, so Mildred and I stayed and we had dessert together.
Is that right?
Yes, TJ, that's right. We had a very interesting conversation over dessert. Actually, it was quite interesting.
Hello, Paige. Oh, Vicky. Hello. Hello there.
Nice to see you.
I just thought I'd drop by. I hope you don't mind. I don't have an appointment.
Oh, of course not. We're always happy to see you.
I really shouldn't be here. I'm playing hooky.
Fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I have a meeting with the entire staff this afternoon, and I thought I could use something to pick myself up before I faced all of them.
Well, this is the place to be.
And I thought a new dress might help me recover from my luncheon.
That bad, huh?
Well, I really shouldn't say that. I had lunch with Mildred Canfield.
Oh. Well, I think I understand.
You've met her.
Yeah, I think I had a dinner that sounds a lot like your lunch, Vicky.
Well, you can't take her too seriously.
Well, I wish I were sure of that.
Paige, are you worried that Mildred might try to interfere with you and TJ?
I thought of the possibility, yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it if I were you.
Well, that's very nice, Vicky. Thank you. But this conversation isn't helping reverse the effects of your lunch any. What were you looking for? Something for work?
No. Nothing for work. I want something special. Something for the evening.
Oh, terrific. I think we can find something that Stryker will really like.
Let's find something exciting. Something that I like.
Okay, why don't you just sit right down there, and I'll be right back, all right?
Would you mind if I join you for a moment?
Of course not. Sit down.
Thank you. So you had lunch with my mother.
Yes,
I know that she and Vicky are old friends.
that's right. Actually, I was sort of glad that Mother said she had to go to the station because it gave me a chance to get to know Mildred on my own.
I see.
She's very concerned about you.
She always is.
No, TJ, she's particularly concerned. She doesn't like you working for Justin and Ashley.
Reena, my mother would be worried if I worked for the Pope.
No, I think she has a point now. After all, what you and Ashley went through in college, you can't blame her.
Are you going to start all that again?
Well, there's no need to get upset.
No? Reena, when someone starts prying in my personal life, I get upset.
TJ, I'm not prying.
Well, what would you call it?
I'd call it none of your business.
Look, I don't like you pumping my mother for information.
I can have lunch with whomever I please.
Reena, you've done this to Ashley before. And if you use my mother to get at her, I'm going to wipe you out.
TJ, you are so edgy. If you have nothing to hide, there's no need to be afraid of me.
Reena, I'm going to...
Your mother had a great need to talk to someone, and I am an excellent listener.
Hi, Mark.
Ruby, how you doing?
I couldn't be better. I just wanted to tell you what a fantastic time I had last night.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Your mom was a lot of fun. She's a lot different than I expected her to be.
How'd you expect her to be, huh?
Well, I don't know. I just knew she came from Boston and she had a lot of money, so I thought she'd be real snooty. But she wasn't. She was real nice. You're real lucky to have a mother like her.
Yeah, I am.
My mom's idea of a dinner party was one more bucket of chicken. That's why I just don't understand it.
Don't understand what?
Well, your dad's so great and your mom's so nice. I just don't see why they can't get it together. I mean, why did they split up?
Who knows? But I will tell you something. My mom was very impressed with you last night.
Did she say that?
Mm-hmm. Why are you so surprised here, huh? I mean, you were real charming last night. Besides, my mom has good taste.
Oh, Mark, you just made my whole day.
Good. So, what'd you want to see me about?
Oh, yeah, I came over here to talk to you about my TV show in High Toe Pop.
I thought you and Brett had decided to drop that idea,
Well, yeah, but then I figured out I don't really have to mention where the place is, so there won't be any danger. And besides, that cave, closed up like it did. So, Mark, I think it'd be real exciting because of Gretchen and the snakes and everything, and Mrs. Bellman is all for the idea.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she is. So my only problem is that Brett won't give me those artifact things.
Well, I don't think she should. I think she's right.
But this is my idea, Mark. We can do it like they do a murder on TV. You know, a murder trial when they won't let the camera in the courtroom?
Ruby, I don't understand.
See, while I'm talking about the artifacts, we can show a picture of the statue or the tablet or whatever. You know, the artist's conception.
I think the whole idea should be dropped.
Mark, we can get a really good artist to draw the pictures. It will be great.
We want to keep High-Toe-Pa quiet, Ruby.
You do. I don't.
Hey, this could be very dangerous. It's very important that we keep it quiet.
Mark, it's my story. I want to tell it. Here you go. Oh, great, thank you. Great. I'm really glad that Joel went to sleep. He needs some rest.
Oh, I know. You know, he's going to tire easily for a while. He's been through an awful lot.
He sure has.
Okay, now, I want you to take a look at this. Tell me how you think that schedule's going to work out.
Oh, Elena, this is wonderful. You're sure this is okay with you?
Of course I'm sure.
Thank you. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to be here with Joel.
All right, now listen, if you have any trouble on my days off, you call me because I'm flexible.
You're such a help.
Hey.
I really appreciate it.
I want Joel to get better, too.
Now, I've got to interview nurses. Elena, I have never interviewed anybody in my whole life.
Well, relax. I'm sure you'll do just fine. Now, just trust your instincts.
It's real important that I find the right person. I want to find somebody who'll understand Joel.
You really like him a lot, don't you?
Well, of course I do. He's a wonderful person.
Mm-hmm. And he likes you a lot, I can tell that.
What are you talking about?
Well, come on, don't fool me. I see what's going on between you two.
We're good friends, that's it.
Oh, no, you're not. You mean an awful lot to each other. And you're more than just friends.
Elena, have you looked at him? He could have any girl in Houston.
I know that. But he likes you.
Elena, he wouldn't want me. You know that.
No, I don't.
Elena, we're just like family to each other. That's all there is to it.
Well, good afternoon, sir. What can I do for you?
Hi, Paige.
No kiss?
Well, that was inspired. Might swoon.
Sorry.
Bad day, honey?
It could have been better. How about you?
Actually, I had kind of a nice day. Vicky Bellman stopped by to do some shopping. I made a nice sale.
Great.
She had lunch with your mother, TJ.
Yeah, so I heard.
You did? Well, we had a little talk about Mildred. I was very nice, TJ. She just told me that I shouldn't worry about her.
Did she tell you who else was at that little lunch?
No, who?
Reena. And apparently Reena stayed around for a little private conversation with my mother after Vicky left.
Is that what's upset you?
Yeah, it sure does. Reena's up to something, Paige. And I don't like it.
So Judith and Mark are very taken with Ruby.
So they said.
Oh, isn't that swell? Oh, Grant, you don't know what kind of girl she is. You can't trust her as far as you can throw her.
Aren't you being a little harsh on her?
Hardly, darling. I think I'm being terribly restrained.
Well, Reena, considering the background that girl came from, I think she's come a long way.
Well, let's just hope she continues right on.
You know, she and her brother have worked their way up that ladder. I think that's admirable no matter who it is.
Well, I don't. How you get up that ladder is as important as how high you get.
Well, I understand that, but I don't see that there's anything wrong with her.
Are you going to act like a man?
I always have.
Grant, she's one of these typical little blondes who wraps men around her fingers and then she walks right over them.
Isn't that a little difficult to do?
Oh, come on now, you know what I mean. That little number also double-crossed my mother.
What do you mean?
Well, Mama signed Billy Joe right up for his own show. Then, of course, Ruby neglected to say that Billy Joe was also doing the Ace High spokesman spots, and by the time Mama found out, it was too late for her to do anything about it.
I see.
She's underhanded. I don't like anyone who sticks up for her. She makes me mad.
All right, then I close the iron door on
And
that
there's another thing you got to think about. If Mark is mixed up with Ruby, he could be in a lot of
I can't
trouble.
intrude in Mark's life. He's an adult.
Well, then I feel sorry for him.
Well, then let it alone, Reena. It'll all work out.
Oh, yes, just the way Ruby has planned it.
Listen, I got another subject to discuss here.
Oh, don't tell me you have made her vice president in charge of financing.
No. Judith came here this afternoon.
How is Judith?
Oh, she's fine. She wants to set up another family dinner, so I suggested Wednesday night.
You mean just because you couldn't make the other dinner, she's now arranging for this dinner?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we don't have anything on for Wednesday night, do we?
No.
Well, good. I think it's important that we have at least one get-together for the family.
Of course, Grant. Whatever you think is right.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to our home.
Ruby. Listen, I really do appreciate what you and Lurleen are doing for me, and it's really nice to be here.
Well, we're going to take real good care of you. We'll have you better in no time.
I mean, it's really neat for you to open up your home to me, and I want to thank you.
Well, it was Lurleen's idea, and Lurleen's always right.
I'll agree with that.
You too. Joe, right now you need to be in a place where people care about you. And that's right here.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Joe, we're going to go around
Okay.
the couch and sit down over here. Okay, keep going.
All right.
Now. Oh!
Coffee table?
No, that's the end table, Joel. I'm sorry.
Oh, listen.
Okay.
Let me tell you, the first rule about being a guide, and I've got some experience in this, is that you don't ever make apologies for the tenderfoot's mistake.
Oh.
So. Coffee table?
Yeah, I'm really sorry, Joel.
It's all right.
I don't think I'm good at this.
Listen, we'll work all this out. We'll put it on the same system we did in the hospital, like the clock. You know?
Oh, okay. Now, well, you're facing away from the couch, and that's 12 o'clock right in front of you.
Okay.
Now, the front door's at 3.
All right, front door at
And
3.
the hallway to the bedrooms is at 6.
Where we just came from?
Yeah. And the kitchen's around 10.
Around 10. Okay.
This part of Texas was brought to you by Duncan Hines Muffin Mixes. Tickle their noses with Duncan Hines muffins, blueberry and bran. They taste just as great as they smell. Starting Monday, be sure to look for Texas at its new time. Check your local listings.
Hey, Spark.
Metropolitan Airport transmitting on radio station KEC 63 on a frequency of 162.55 megahertz. Transmitting from Metropolitan Airport with our antenna located in Southfield, Michigan. On the midday weather map, a large dome of cold high pressure is centered over the center of the country, giving us clear skies and cooler temperatures. As it drifts southeast, the only thing we'll notice is some warmer temperatures and winds shifting around to the west-southwest. And that brings us to the forecast for the metropolitan area. This afternoon, we'll have partly cloudy skies.
what I call concentration.
Brett. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you come in.
I noticed.
Got a lot on my mind.
Well, good. Then I'm interrupting you. You work too hard anyway.
Incidentally, where did you get off to this morning? Your mother and I missed you at breakfast.
I had some errands to run.
What kind of errands?
Just errands.
Well, I'm glad you came in here. Sit down. There's a couple of things I want to talk to you about.
Like what?
Well, for one thing, your mother's dinner party last night.
Oh, you mean Mother's command performance?
Brad.
I'm sorry, Dad. That's just how it seems to me. She doesn't invite you to these things. She commands you. In fact, I'm very surprised that she didn't insist you be there.
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about. The reason I wasn't there is because Reena and I had already planned to have dinner alone.
And Mother couldn't make you change your plans? Good for you.
Brett, I wish you would try to get along with your mother.
Dad, I do try. It's just not easy.
What have you done to try to resolve your differences with her?
We talk. I'm polite to her.
What have you done to try to understand her need, her want?
I understand exactly what she wants. She wants to interfere with you and Reena.
No, don't bring Reena and me into this. It's not your concern.
Oh, how can you say it's not my concern? I love you and I care about Reena.
Well, I appreciate that, Brett, but we'll deal with our own situation. And no matter how I feel about your mother, I know that she loves you. And she wants to get to know you better. And that's not going to happen if you put up those walls. Brett, will you promise me that you'll try to resolve your differences with your mother?
Dad, I don't know if I can do that.
Yes, Karen. She is. Well, put her on. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Justin.
What's taking you so long?
Oh, I don't know. I've got so many things to do. I'm trying to find someone to sell the house.
Have you found someone?
Well, I think so. An agent's supposed to come by this afternoon and look at it. He wants to handle it exclusively.
Oh, you think that's wise, darling?
What do you mean?
Wouldn't it sell faster if you had a lot of different agents handling it for you?
No, I don't think so. It's a very reputable agent, and he doesn't seem to think he'll have any trouble selling it.
Well, I just hope he's right. Now, what is happening with the birth certificate? Have you been able to run this down?
Yes. I talked to Mr. Farnsworth. You remember Aunt Hildy's attorney? And he's going to bring it by in a little while.
Great. Well, won't be long now till that little boy is all ours. Now, you call and tell me when you have it, won't you?
Well, of course I will.
You'll be able to come home as soon as you get it, won't you?
I hope so. I've got a couple more things I have to do, though.
Well, you just hurry up and do them. I miss you. So does Gregory.
Justin, I miss y'all, too. I love you.
I love you, too, darling. You be sure and call me, will you? Bye-bye.
Got a couple minutes, Justin?
Oh, sure do. Come on in, TJ.
You certainly are in a good mood today.
I sure am. I got good reason to be.
Vicky!
Hello, Stryker.
Can I, talk to you a minute?
Stryker, I really don't have very much time right now.
Well, this won't take long.
All right, what is it?
Want to ask a favor of you?
What kind of favor?
I ran to Burton Canfield this morning.
So?
I invited he and Mildred to her house to dinner tonight.
Stryker, you didn't.
We're old friends with the Canfields.
Well, I wish you had consulted with me before you did that. Look, I just had lunch with Mildred Canfield, and I don't particularly want to spend any more time with that woman than I absolutely have to.
Oh, we can't just ignore them, honey. They just moved into an apartment here in Houston. Besides, I didn't think it'd be very much trouble.
Well, it would be a great deal of trouble.
All right. We'll, take them out to supper somewhere else.
Stryker, did it ever occur to you before you so blithely invited them to dinner that I might have other plans this evening?
No, it didn't. I'm sorry.
That's something you're going to have to concern yourself with from now on.
Well, Vicky.
What?
I know we're having problems with our marriage, but I think it's important that we keep up appearances, especially as far as the Canfields are concerned.
Is it? Is it really?
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by the first powder detergent with a full-strength fabric softener built right in. Bold 3. Cleans, softens, controls static. Bold 3.
I think it's important, yes.
You have a nerve to stand there and talk to me about appearances after what you've been doing down in Mexico.
Let's not get into that.
Stryker, look, it's difficult enough as it is without having to keep up appearances for the sake of the Canfields.
I'm not doing it for my sake.
Oh, really? Who are you doing it for?
Rena's.
Reena? What does she have to do with this?
I think Canfield would be valuable to Reena.
And you can accomplish that at a dinner party.
Yes, I think I can convince him to help World Oil.
Why would he even do a thing like that? His son works for Marshall Oil. I should think he'd be more interested in helping Marshall Oil.
Burton can't tolerate Justin Marshall. So son or no son, he's not going to help Marshall Oil.
And you think you can convince him to help World Oil and Reena?
Yes, I do, if we get them together in a friendly situation.
At a dinner party?
Yes, I think I can convince him to help.
How can you be so sure that Reena even wants his help?
She'd be a fool not to. Burton's been in the oil business for a long while. He's got a lot of connections. Reena's problem's been that Hawker and Boots been throwing those oil leases to Justin. I think she needs some expert support, and I can't think anyone better for the job than Burton.
All right, I'll do it. Just this once.
Thank you, Vicky.
I'll call Beth and have her arrange everything. But Stryker, I want to make one thing clear.
What's that?
I'm only doing this for Reena. You understand that?
That's another wall, Brett.
I don't think so, Dad. I think I'm being honest. I don't know if I can forgive her for what she did to you.
Brett, I think you're being blinded by what you think your mother did to me. That's a two-way street, you know. She's not entirely responsible for our breakup. I'm equally to blame.
Well, your breakup is only part of the problem.
What else is there?
Several things.
Like what?
I don't want to go into it
Brett.
right now. Dad, let me ask you something, okay? Sit down. Why is she here? Why did she really come to Houston?
I told you. Her concern for you and Mark.
You buy that?
I think so.
I don't.
Why not?
This sudden filial concern just doesn't ring true. I mean, if she was so worried about us kids, where was she during all those years after she left you? Why does she now suddenly drop everything and travel 2,000 miles to come here?
Well, maybe she suddenly realizes what she's been missing.
I think that's true, but I don't think it's Mark and me she's been missing.
Brett, that's wrong.
Dad, why are you defending her?
Because no matter what your mother's faults, no matter what exists between your mother and me, I believe she truly loves you. And Mark. I think she's making up for these past couple of years.
I would really like to believe that, but I just don't. I don't like her being here. I don't like what she's doing to you. I don't like what she's doing to your home.
What are you talking about?
Haven't you noticed how she's taken over? Well, I have. When I first came to Houston, your house was a warm, relaxed, friendly place, a happy place to be. And now Mother has just whipped it into shape. Everything, everybody in its place. There's a lot of tension around there.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Brett.
Well, don't be sorry. It's not your fault. And I'll get used to it. I certainly have before.
Brett, I just wish you could get to like your mother.
Is it so important to you?
Yes, because it's important to you.
Well, I'll try, Dad. I just can't promise anything.
That's all I'm asking. Try.
So you said there were several things to discuss. What else?
Well, this may not be the moment to discuss it.
Why? Is it something bad?
No.
Oh, well, then tell me, please, because I need to hear something not so heavy.
Well, I was thinking of talking to you about the possibility of coming to work for me here at World Oil.
Sure. You're on.
Just like that?
Don't you think it's about time I did something useful with my life?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I got your first assignment for you.
Oh, so it's true what they say about you.
What do they say about me?
You're a slave driver.
That's right.
So what's the assignment?
Well, I want you to help your brother find out all you can about the oil reserves around High Topaz.
Well, that's a deal. I'll start tomorrow. Is that soon enough?
That's fine with me.
I'll be here.
9 o'clock. Sharp.
I love you, boss.
Reena.
Hi, Mark.
Hi. Got a minute?
Sure.
Let's talk to you about something.
Okay.
Ruby,
What about her?
I really don't know what's going on between the two of you, but I would appreciate it if you would call a truce.
I don't think that's possible, Mark.
Make me feel better if you tried.
You really like her, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't think she's someone you should be involved with.
What do you have against her anyway, Reena?
I don't like her. The girl's no good.
Now, hold on a minute. I've gotten to know Ruby pretty well, and I really don't think that's a very nice thing for you to say about her.
Mark, I know Ruby a whole lot better than you do. I know what she's capable of. I don't trust her, and I recommend you do the same.
Well, thanks for the advice, Reena, but that's a decision for me to make. I've found no reason to distrust Ruby.
Okay. I guess there's nothing more for me to say.
Reena, make a truce with her, for me.
It won't work, Mark.
Why?
For one thing, Ruby won't let it. I'm afraid there's no way that we could ever see eye to eye. We cannot be friends.
Give her a chance. Maybe get to know her a little better.
Mark, I know her about as well as I ever cared to. I'm sorry, there's no way that the two of us could ever have a truce together.
Reena, I wish I could change your mind.
One more word of advice from a friend, okay?
Okay.
You like Ruby, but don't you let your feelings for her cloud your judgment. You be very careful of that girl.
Stryker, come on in. It's good to see you. Same here.
Been a long time.
Sure has. Glad to hear everybody got back in one piece.
Yeah, fortunately.
Reena told me all about it. How's young Walker doing?
Oh, he's doing fine. Incidentally, thank you for what you tried to do with regard to Barnes and Boudreau.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't be more help, but those old boys were surprised to hear about it themselves.
That's the big surprise. They're supposed to know everything about everything.
Any idea who's behind it?
No. We're working on it, though.
Sure hope we find out.
So do I. That's enough of that. Sit down. Come on, I want to talk to you. How you doing?
Yeah, about as well as can be expected.
You gonna stay in Houston for a while?
Yes, got a few things to clear up, but I didn't come here to talk about me.
Anything I can do?
Matter of fact, there is.
What?
What are you doing for dinner tonight?
Nothing.
Vicky and I are throwing a little dinner party.
Special occasion?
That's for Mildred and Burton Canfield.
Who are they?
TJ's parents.
Oh.
Yeah, they just moved to Houston, took an apartment. We're going to welcome. We're old friends, you know.
No, I didn't know that.
Give you a chance to meet Burton. He might be able to help us with World Oil.
How would he help us?
Burton was real big in the oil business. He's retired now, but he might consider being a consultant for World Oil. His experience and connections are second to none.
Yeah, but Stryker, would he be interested in working for us? I mean, if he's TJ's father, it would seem to me that his allegiance would be with Marshall Oil.
Burton doesn't care for Justin. As a matter of fact, TJ is working for Marshall Oil. Doesn't set well with him at all.
Would he really be interested in coming to work for us?
I believe he might, especially if he meets you.
Let's give it the old college try.
Then you'll be there tonight?
Sure. What time?
Oh, about 7.
I'll be there.
Good. See you tonight.
You bet.
Well, whatever the reason, I haven't seen you this happy in a long time.
I just got through talking with Ashley.
She coming back to Houston?
In a day or so.
And I take it she's got some good news?
Very good news.
Oh, come on, boy. You gonna let me in on it?
Well, she went to Savannah to go after Gregory's birth certificate.
Well, I know. And I assume, by the way you're acting, that she got it.
Well, she will in a little while. Her Aunt Hildy's lawyer is bringing it over this afternoon.
Justin, that's great.
No, it's terrific. That means now we're going to be able to adopt Gregory.
You know, I haven't said this to you before, Justin, but I think it's wonderful what you're doing for Gregory.
That's nothing compared to what that little guy has done for me. He is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me.
You know, I'll go along with that.
I've noticed a real difference since Gregory's been around. Yeah. I love him, TJ. As much as my own flesh and blood. Yeah, you think he's pretty special, don't you? Special? Well, he's more than special. Have you noticed how sharp this kid is? I don't think I've ever seen a smart little kid in my whole life. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a genius. He loves you very much, Justin. I love him too, TJ. Now that we've got this birth certificate, he's going to become my son. You hear that? I am going to have a son, TJ.
I wish I had never seen T.J. Canfield. I hate him.
No. Oh, Ashley, you still love him. He's called you every day since you left Houston. Why don't you at least talk to him?
I'll never speak to him again as long as I live, if I can help it.
And how do you feel about your decision to have his baby?
But Hildy, I'd never do anything to hurt his baby. My baby.
Ashley, honey, have you thought very clearly about what's going to happen after you have that baby? You have to give that baby up, sweetie. You can never, ever see that child again.
I don't want to do that.
Oh, sweetie.
I don't know what I want to do. Oh, everything's gotten so messed up. We were engaged. We were going to get married. How could he believe that I would ever have an abortion? I'd never hurt our baby. I want our baby. I love it.
Oh, sweetie. Oh, sweetie. I think you and I are going to go away for a little while, okay?
Where?
We'll go to France. We'll go to the Riviera.
Why?
Because no one knows us there. You can have your baby. Nobody will know but you and me. And then when the baby's born, I'll claim it's mine, and you can keep your baby.
Can you do that? I mean, won't there be a birth certificate or something?
Oh, I'm sure I can arrange something so that nobody will know the baby's really yours. Everybody will think it's mine.
No, there'd be such a scandal. You're not even married.
Ashley, you know I love scandals. Really, honey, all those wagging tongues can't hurt me. They can't harm me at all. But you, oh, you're so young. You've got that whole life of yours ahead of you. See, something like this could really hurt you. I don't want that to happen. I promise you, Ashley, nobody will know the truth.
You are so good. Thank you. I love you so much.
Oh, I always love you too, my honey. That's why I'm going to take care of everything, okay?
What's going on?
I just got off the phone with Ashley.
From Savannah?
She's not going to have to go to France, after all, to get that birth certificate.
You mean it was there in Savannah?
She practically has it in her hands at this very minute.
Well, that means you can go ahead with the adoption real soon.
It certainly does.
Where was the birth certificate?
Well, your Aunt Hildy's lawyer had it. He's probably bringing it to her at this very minute.
That's great, Justin. Oh, I don't know what to say.
Well, you could say you're happy, couldn't you?
I'm happy. Have you told Gregory?
Oh, no, but I will as soon as Ashley calls me and tells me that she's got it.
He's going to be so pleased. He was so excited when he found out you were going to adopt him.
Yeah, he was excited, wasn't he?
Yeah. He loves you so much.
We love him too, Allison. We love him very much. Oh, I almost forgot the favor I want you to do for me.
Sure. What is it?
Well, I can't be home tonight. I've got to go out. I've got a business engagement. I can't take Gregory with me, and with Ashley being gone,
You want me to stay with him?
You hit the nail right on the head. I can't leave that boy all by himself, and he says he's just too old to have a babysitter.
I'd be glad to stay with him.
Thank you, darling. Listen, would you buy him some dinner, and I'll pay for it?
Sure, I'll take him back to the hotel after we have dinner and wait till you get back.
I really appreciate this, darling. You're a great girl. Here you go. That'll take care of it.
Okay, what time are you leaving?
6 o'clock.
Okay, fine. Oh, Justin.
Yeah?
When you talk to Ashley, would you give her my love?
I sure will, darling. I'll see you at 6.
Hello, Mother.
What are you doing here?
Came by to see Dad.
Well, we tried to catch you at breakfast, but evidently you'd left the house early.
I had some, errands to run.
Well, you should try to be a little more considerate. Vivian had gone to the trouble of making your breakfast.
Well, she shouldn't have. I told her I wasn't eating.
Then I guess she forgot. Where's your father?
He's in a meeting.
How long will he be?
I don't know. He didn't say.
Well, then I guess he won't mind if I just sit down and wait for him. I'm going shopping tomorrow. Would you like to go with me?
I can't tomorrow.
You have other plans already?
I'm starting to work.
You have a job? Where?
Right here at World Oil. I just talked to Dad about it.
That's wonderful. You'll be able to see your father more often.
Actually, I've seen plenty of Dad since I arrived in Houston.
Yes, of course, I know. I just think it'll be good for you. And with Mark here, too, you'll be in contact with your father. That's a lot different than it was in Boston. Oh, I think it's a great opportunity for you. I'm so happy. I just wish there was some way I could make you like me. Why can't you forget the past? Can't you find it in your heart to forgive me?
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
Reena, honey. Oh, hello, Mama. Hi. What brings you here?
Your father.
What happened?
Oh, no, honey, it's nothing for you to be concerned about. It's just that he's done something very inconvenient and inconsiderate.
What did he do?
Well, he met with Burton Canfield this morning and found out that they've moved into their new apartment here in Houston. So he's invited Mildred and Burton to a dinner party at our house tonight.
Are you going to do it?
Yes, I am, because your father convinced me it was good for your sake.
For my sake? How?
Well, he believes he can talk Burton into working for World Oil.
Oh. Well, now wait a minute. I thought Mr. Canfield was retired.
Oh, well, he is, but Burton might be interested in doing some consulting. Your father thought it'd be good for you.
It certainly would be. He has a great deal of knowledge and expertise in the oil field.
That's why Stryker wants you and Grant to meet with Burton and talk to him. Do you have any other plans tonight?
Not definite, but I would have to talk to Grant first.
But your father's already invited him.
Is he coming?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be there then.
All right, I'll have dinner, around 7?
Okay, Mama. Thank you. Oh, Mama.
Yeah?
Don't be too upset with Daddy. I think he's just trying to help out.
I know, and I understand it. But I still don't relish the idea of trying to put up a front for Mildred Canfield. But I suppose I'll try. I'll see you later, honey.
I love you, Marshall.
I love to hear you say that. Why don't you come on over here and sit down? I want to tell you something.
Oh.
Well, I was going to tell you a little later, but I got so excited. I've got some good news for you.
What?
Can you imagine who I talked to just a little while earlier?
Who?
Oh, Ashley.
You did? What'd she say? Did she say she was going
Whoa, no. One question at a time. I mean, this is my surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
She is not going to have to go to France to get your birth certificate after all.
Well, how come?
She talked to your mama's lawyer.
You mean Mr. Farnsworth?
That's right. And he's got it with him right there in Savannah.
Well, that's great, Marshall.
He's probably delivering it to her right at this very moment. And you know what that means, don't you?
Ashley's going to be coming home.
Not only that, it means that we are going to be able to adopt you that much faster.
Really?
Really.
Oh, that's great.
You haven't answered my question. Can you ever forgive me?
That's asking an awful lot.
I don't think our problems are insoluble. Can't you even try?
Mother, you can't just erase the past, pretend it never existed.
I'm not asking you to do that.
No? What are you asking me to do?
I want you to understand that I love you very much. And I don't know how often I've wished that things didn't turn out the way they did between your father and me.
Why do I find that hard to believe?
Because you've closed your mind. I know you well enough to know when you do that.
You're wrong. I have not closed my mind. I know what happened, and I know what you're doing now.
How can I ever convince you?
I'm not sure you can.
Can't you just let the past bury itself? You know it's gone. I've changed.
Have you?
Of course I have. All I want is your happiness, yours and Mark's. I want us to love each other like a family should.
And I'm supposed to just pretend that what you did to Dad never happened.
What happened between your father and me was both our faults. Now, he knows it and I know it. He doesn't want you to hold that against me. Can't we even try to make a new start? Try to understand each other? Oh, Brett, I don't think I'm asking a lot. Can you forgive me?
I might be willing to if we came to an understanding.
About what?
You've got to stay out of Dad's life. You have got to not interfere with his relationship with Reena.
Darling, I don't.
All right, I really want to believe that you came here because you were concerned about Mark and me.
I am.
And I understand that you have financial arrangements to work out with the divorce, and that's your right. But you don't have any right to come in and disrupt Dad's life.
All I want is for you and Mark to get to know me again. And for you and I to resolve our differences. Can you understand that?
Mother, if I were to forgive you, would you leave Houston?
Well, that would be silly. Oh, leave Houston? I've only just found you again.
Answer my question, Mom.
Well, hello, Judith. I'm not interrupting anything, am I? Nick?
Of course not, Brad. Brad and I were just having a nice little chat, weren't we, dear?
I really hate to run, but I have to go.
Where are you going?
Home. I've got to rest.
Well, get plenty of rest, because as of tomorrow morning, you're going to be working very hard.
Fine with me. See you later.
Yeah.
Brett told me she's going to be working here. I think that's wonderful.
Well, I've been trying to get her here ever since she came to Houston.
Well, now with both the children working here, you'll be able to see a lot more of them.
That's right. What were you and Brett talking about? You looked pretty somber when I came in.
We were just trying to understand each other.
Any progress?
A little. At least it was a start. I think in time, Brett and I will be able to resolve our differences.
Judith, no matter what the trouble is between you and me, I never wanted you to become alienated from Brett.
I know that, Grant.
I got an awful lot of work here to do, Judith. Did you come in for any particular reason?
Yes, I came to see if you had any plans for this evening.
Well, I'm having dinner at the Bellmans tonight. They've got old friends that have come into town. Stryker's giving a dinner. He wants me there because they used to be in the oil business, and he thought that they might be of some help to World Oil.
So you'll be mixing business and pleasure?
That's right. I think it's a little more business than pleasure.
Well, would you like me to wear anything special?
You're not going, Judith.
I am your wife.
You haven't been invited.
All right. Another time. The Bellmans. They're Reena Decker's parents, aren't they?
Yes.
Have a good time, Gran. I'll see you later at home.
Hey, hi. What are you doing here?
Oh, sort of waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, and sort of waiting to see Dad, too.
Yeah, well, I already saw him. In fact, you might be interested to know that I'm going to start working for World Oil.
Hey, great. When you start?
Tomorrow. I'm going to be helping you check out the oil reserve at High Topa.
Good. I'm going to need some help. I hope you still got your notes.
Of course. Sitting at home.
Good. Well, I'm real happy for you.
Yeah, it's going to be a new experience.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, you and Dad and I all working together. We've never done that before.
Well, I don't think that'll be any problem at all. Hey, I got a great idea. What do you say we celebrate tonight? You and Ricky, Ruby, and I will go out and we'll paint the town, huh?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of partying lately. I think I'm just going to go home and rest
Oh,
tonight.
come on. You can rest any time. What do you say? Come on.
I'll think about it. Why don't you call me at home later?
Okay. Oh, by the way, did you see Mom was here? Did you see
Yeah, I saw her earlier.
her? And?
She asked me again to forgive her.
You ever gonna forgive her, Brett?
Mark, it's not easy.
Nobody said it was gonna be easy. But she is your mother. You can't go through the rest of your life hating her.
I don't hate her. I just find it hard to forgive the things she's done to Dad, carrying on with a younger man. It's not the easiest thing to forget.
You're gonna have to make an effort.
Maybe. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well, think hard, will you? Come on, give Mom a break. She really loves you, and I know that Dad would really love to see the two of you get along well together.
Yeah. I gotta go. Hi, Brad. Hey, congratulations. Welcome aboard. How'd you find out? Oh, I have my connections. Mark, it's Grant, here's the Ferguson file you wanted to see.
Thank you, darling.
I understand you saw Stryker today.
Yeah, he was here a couple of hours ago.
And?
Well, he invited me out to dinner.
Are you going to go?
Well, sure.
Oh, that's terrific. We can spend some time together.
We sure will.
Does Judith know that you're going out tonight?
Yes.
How's she taking it?
Well, she didn't like it, but there's nothing she can do about it.
I know I keep asking you this, but have you discussed the divorce with her?
No. But since both Mark and Brett are back safely, there's no reason to delay it.
You don't think she's going to stall it anymore?
Well, she can stall it if she wants to, but she can't stop it. I want to get this over with, Reena. I want to get on with our lives.
Oh, I adore you.
It'll be very, very soon, I promise.
Allison.
Vicky, hi. Rita's not here.
No, I'm not looking for Reena. I'm looking for you. I'm having a dinner party tonight at the house, and I thought if you were going to be home, I'd like you to come.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, anything special?
Well, my husband and I are having a welcome to Houston party for Mildred and Burton Canfield.
Canfield. That's TJ's parents, right?
Yes, that's right.
I'd like to meet them.
All right, then you'll make it?
Sure, I'd love to.
Fine.
Oh.
What's wrong?
Look, is it all right if I bring Gregory?
Gregory?
Yeah. See, Justin's going out tonight, and he asked me to keep him company.
Oh, well, of course you can bring Gregory along, but I think he's going to be terribly bored with all the adults.
Oh, no, he won't. Gregory's very, very grown up for his age.
All right, then I'll see you and Gregory at 7 o'clock.
We'll be there.
Bye-bye, Allison.
Hello there. Justin around?
No, he's in a meeting in the conference room.
Oh, thanks. How you doing, Gregory?
Okay.
You must be pretty excited, huh?
About what?
Well, Justin told me the good news about the birth certificate. That means that Justin and Ashley will be your parents really soon. I think that's great.
Yeah, it is.
You still mad at me?
Kind of.
I really wish you wouldn't be. I'd like to be your friend, you know.
But you were fighting with Ashley.
Now, Gregory, that isn't true. Ashley and I were discussing something. I know it might have sounded like an argument, but it really wasn't.
No, you were arguing. I heard you shouting with her. I don't like anybody upsetting Ashley.
Gregory, if I upset Ashley, I didn't mean to. Ashley's my friend. I like her. I'd never do anything to hurt her.
Then why do you fight with her?
Believe me, Gregory, we weren't fighting.
Sounded that way to me.
What can I do to convince you you're wrong? I want to be your friend. Justin and Ashley are my friends. Why can't you be? Please?
We'll see.
That didn't sound very convincing. Gregory?
Oh, it was really no trouble at all. I had to come by this way on my way to a meeting anyhow.
Oh.
Besides, your Aunt Hildy left that birth certificate in my keeping.
Oh, so you have it with you?
Yes, I do.
Uh-huh. It's sealed.
Yes. She requested that it remain sealed and it be opened only by you.
Isn't that a little strange?
No, there's nothing really strange in the law. People make all kinds of requests. And in spite of whatever I may think of them, as long as they're legal, I have to honor them. Well, now, is there anything else I can do for you while I'm here?
Oh, no, Mr. Farnsworth. This is it. I really appreciate you coming by.
My pleasure. Well, if you think of anything before you leave Savannah, just call me.
I will, Mr. Farnsworth. I just appreciate you coming.
And how is Greg?
Oh,
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
oh, dear Lord.
This part of Texas was brought to you by Dry Formula Secret. Strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. Starting Monday, be sure to look for Texas at its new time. Check your local listings.
Hey, Chet Lemon. The Yankees say they're...
15 to 25 miles and gusty. For tonight, mostly clear, low around 40 with southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Sunny on Saturday, high temperatures expected mid-70s. Southwest winds will continue at 10 to 20 miles an hour and gusty. Now, the extended outlook for the first part of next week for Sunday through Tuesday. There's a chance of rain late Sunday and Monday, fair Tuesday. It'll turn cooler through the period, though, with low temperatures in the 40s Sunday, dropping to the 30s by Tuesday. And high temperatures on Sunday will be in the 60s, they'll fall to the 50s by Tuesday. That forecast again for this afternoon, sunny and pleasant, but it will be windy. High temperatures.
The day's first daytime drama, Texas, the only state big enough to hold all this passion, all this greed, all this loving.
Oh, Ricky, I really do love you.
A perfect love. Reena and Grant had one too until his wife came to claim her man. Texas, the loving moves to a new time starting Monday morning on NBC.
Hi, I'm Dick Purton. Watch me give away over $1 million in the Super Play Grand Drawing Thursday night here on Channel 4. Think of all that money. Why, heck, the grand prize winner could even afford a car like this. Apparently a Japanese model.
The $1 Million Drawing tonight at 7:30 on 4.
Just when Grant thinks he has found the perfect love,
I love you. I love you.
His wife Judith vows to stop it this week on Texas.
She has a husband she loves and a secret child by another man. Will her son wreck her marriage? Texas, The Loving starts at a new time. Weekday mornings on NBC.
Well, I wanted to